things that really jumped out to you?
Well, anytime you're on the road, you want to jump out, especially in a hostile environment, to get a lead and then have the home team feel the pressure from the fans.
You want to hold on to
it. Yeah, and try to hold on. Well, and they did. They did it for the most part to the last second.
Well, and you say they did it. To me, I don't think they accomplished really starting as fast as they would have liked to. When you settle for field goals instead of touchdowns, you always leave the door open because the gap wasn't big enough for Green Bay to really change up or really feel pressure on what they were doing. So they, even though they were behind, they were still comfortable and able to execute their game plan and come out of here with the win.
Yeah, I thought Detroit would run the ball a little bit better. Kerryon Johnson's been doing okay in previous weeks. Only 13 carries, 34 yards on a touchdown tonight. To me, that would have helped this passing game a little bit more, and it would have helped your defense a little bit more because I thought Detroit's defense did do a good job of keeping Aaron Rodgers at bay for most of the night. You look at right here on this goal line stands. It took them a couple times to get in, but they did get in. But I just thought that they would have more of a run game. They need it.
Yeah. They do, but what really stood out to me was the fact that Aaron Rodgers was down so many receivers at so many different parts of this game. You obviously didn't have Davante Adams, was out of the game for a good amount of time. Geronimo Allison was knocked out of the game. So for a while you were with so many guys that undrafted free agents out there, and he was just making it work.
But
Aaron
Colleen,
Rodgers.
that's the trait of a great quarterback. I mean, no excuses with him. I mean, you look at Aaron Rodgers, look at the Russell Wilsons, the Patrick Mahomes of our league, Tom Brady. It doesn't matter who they're throwing to, right? Some of these guys you don't even know. You never probably will know, but they won the game. And at some point they're going to get their playmakers back, and that's why you have an Aaron Rodgers. I know he's excited and happy for this season because they're winning games that maybe they're not supposed to win. They're winning it with defense and a little luck going their way because offensively they'll get it together later.
This is the thing, though. If I have Aaron Rodgers and I see him doing this with undrafted free agents, special teams guys that we have up that are there, imagine if you get a couple other drafted guys there, like when you had James Jones and Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson. The numbers are going to be be there. Yeah. You've drafted defensively. Now it's time to find a way to, this quarterback.
Young man.
Young man.
He's still sneaky athletic, but getting some weapons around him so that you can really utilize his talents. Because right now, they're just wasting away. I mean, he's just throwing to guys out there. And
well, guys got hurt. I mean, Davante Adams was banged up. You know what I mean? You got some of their other guys not playing, and they had to play with some special team guys. But they won the game.
Him in the first 3 rounds in the next couple years.
Yeah.
Because he's only getting older. Yeah. And that talent's only going to go away.
Knowing what he wants to do offensively, I think he came in knowing we got to get this defense better. They got the defense better. I think they'll continue to do that. But what's mind-blowing when you think about this Green Bay team, like you said, Colleen, to be down those type of receivers you got, those impact type of receivers, and still have Aaron Rodgers come out here with the win, that's something to say, hey, this Green Bay team, when they get healthy, maybe they're at the top of the NFC.
That's what I was about to say. Where do you guys rank them in the NFC? To me, they're there. They're right there. Because at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers can make up for whatever shortcomings that they have, right?
But I just want to see this offense
explode.
Right.
Yes, that's the
They
perfect
just haven't
way.
hit that mark yet.
The only way it explodes is with the weapons on the outside. You got to get Davante Adams back. Right? Then you're going to need Geronimo Allison
and Jimmy Graham.
What did he has to go?
Jimmy Graham don't have. He's not doing much. He's not doing much, man.
Well, the drops were an issue too.
2 catches, 17 yards.
A pass tonight for the Packers, which not one pass catcher really jumped off the screen, but it was nice to see that Aaron Rodgers was just going to all sorts of guys out there, whoever he could get to.
Well, when you have a great quarterback, they're going to throw it to the open guy. They're not going to force
the employee.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's so funny because when you look at some of the Eagles, right? You look at their receivers. I mean, they got guys out there. Deshaun Jackson, Herbert, when he's out there, he can go. Jeffrey, different guys. Imagine if Aaron Rodgers had a group like that. It's a group where he could just, because he's doing it. He's doing it, but it's the yak that I'm talking about. I don't see no more yak. Yeah. The yards after catch. Let me get the ball and let you get jiggy.
Well, the offense
have those kind
but
of
the offense is different too. Okay, to me, you can't tell me. I don't want to mess up his name. Valdez Scantling, MVS. You know what I mean? You can't tell me he don't have no speed.
No, I didn't
say you can't tell me he don't have no rhythm.
I didn't say no speed.
To me,
it's a straight line guy.
It's the offense.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
Before you say that, remember they were all in Washington together with Deshaun Jackson. They had all these weapons, and they were just taking the top off. And Deshaun was catching these outs going to the crib. So you get you a guy with some ooh-ooh or some dat or something, You know what I'm saying? Some type of juice.
Some
And then all of a sudden now Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't have to make those crazy throws like we saw to Lazard. We don't have to make those. Now you just throw a simple out route and let somebody
when
go to work.
Devontae Adams was healthy and playing, we saw those.
Yeah, he's
plays.
that kind
When
of
he
player.
gets
He's
back,
that guy.
he will. I think he changes everything. Like our guy Dave Damashek, he always talks about the Jenga piece.
Right.
And I think that Adams really is one of those Jenga pieces because when he's in there, much like how Deshaun Jackson really changes the offense in Philly,
Right.
when Devontae Adams is in there for the
Yes.
Packers, everything sort of
He
changes and
rotates
clicks.
We're going to get the job done. But in that fourth quarter, he was certainly calling for Allen. And, you know, those two guys made it come to life. So I was really happy for both of them. Yeah, so we thought about taking the knee. I just wanted to run it one time and see what happened. We told them we have a name for that, a Rolex situation, meaning we want the clock to keep running and we're not scoring. So it was great communication in the huddle, again, led by Aaron, letting the guys know, like, hey, get down, don't score. And then we were able to take the knees, and Mason came through at the end. Yeah, but I think, I'll tell you what, I don't think I would have to tell him. I think he's so on top of everything out there in the game, and that's the value of having a guy like that has that just veteran leadership. And you know, there's not much he hasn't seen in these games. So yeah, but that is something we communicated.
All right, so Matt LaFleur there, I mean, what a great start for him as a first-year head coach. He has the Packers now 5-1, 3-0 in the division at this point. And we're going to get into a little bit later the NFC as a whole. But tonight, this offense, obviously, they weathered the storm without